My name is Akansha Bhan, and I'm from Ahmedabad, India. I majored in economics at Columbia University in New York. About you getting accepted, and obviously you have recruited by the tennis coach and you're probably going to get in, but obviously knowing that you're officially in and going to New York in a few months, it was really special. It wasn't the easiest. I had difficulty coping up with the style of academics, the style of writing in America, as opposed to what I was used to in India. But I think with the support of all the resources that have been available at Columbia, especially for international students. And I remember falling in love with New York City, the campus. It's really small, so you can get anywhere and to all your classes. I really like the city. Obviously, the winters were a little challenging for me because I've not been used to such cold temperatures. Coming from India, one of the things that was challenging was also the food, because you don't really get authentic and full-fledged homemade Indian food. COVID definitely took away some of the moments and the good times that I could have had, but I think I'm really satisfied with what I experienced. I knew in high school itself that I wanted to pursue a major in economics, and obviously Columbia was a great choice for me in that sense because it has one of the best economics programs in the US and in the world. It wasn't easy going in. I was like, do I really want to do this? But I think it was really worth it. It is challenging, of course. The academic workload is really hard, and it involves a lot of different classes and a lot of things that you need to figure out on your own. Obviously, there's resources available for you. A lot of my teammates and a lot of friends I had who didn't know what they wanted to major in or pursue a degree in. A lot of people also changed their degree programs while they were at Columbia. So for anyone out there who doesn't know what they want to study at the moment yet and they're in high school, that's perfectly fine. Going in, you have a year and a half to actually figure out and take different classes and see where you stand, what do you actually want to study, what are you actually interested in. The biggest part of my friend group was the tennis team, or still is. I think everything that we did together, especially in the spring, tennis is a spring sport. So we travel together a lot, we spend a lot of time together, and it also allows us to know each other more. And I think it's the small moments for me, and how those everyday things actually get to you, and you realize how much you've been getting to know them, and you accept them despite of certain things that you might not like, or that might not go along with what you accept or don't. But I think the tennis team has always been a big part of my college career. It's not just on the court, it's also off the court. Everyone on the team is really smart, really helpful, really kind. One of my favorite spots is the low steps, which is right in front of the biggest library that's on campus, or which is in the middle of the campus. So I think that's one of the favorite spots of a lot of students, including me, when it gets a little bit warmer in the spring, and people like to go out, sit on the steps, and maybe study or just hang out. Also, the subway station is literally right outside of your campus, so you can explore the entire city from there, and you get a feel of the city and of college at the same time. So I think that's one of the things I really liked. I really liked the artistic opportunities that New York has to offer. So there are a lot of museums, and as a Columbia student, you get free access to most of the museums that are in the city. I think one of my favorite spots was an Indian restaurant near campus that I really liked whenever I would miss home, and I would order a lot from there. You can go to Broadway shows, you can go to ice hockey games, basketball games, baseball games. So, like I said, you can never really get bored. You can also go out. There are a lot of rooftop restaurants, rooftop clubs that you can go to with your friends. I have to say that it does get a little bit easier by your fourth year. Columbia has a core curriculum, if people know, but I think there's your first 2 years you have to take certain required courses in literature and art, and there's another course called music humanities. So it's like classes like that you have to take outside of your major. The basic workload is really rigorous and it's very difficult. But once you get to the electives, like you can choose whether you want to pursue like a specific economics field, whether you want to do like financial economics, or whether you want to do something like, corporate finance, like stuff like that. I think you can pick and choose when it comes to electives. But with the basic, this is very econ specific, but I think for most programs, the basic prerequisite courses, they are the harder ones, and once you get through all of them, it gets slightly easier. But obviously it depends on what you're studying. I don't think economics have really got easy for me, but I think you get used to it. One of the main things is the location and the fact that it is in the city. A lot of people major over here go to school in Columbia and end up working in the city itself. And just by being here, you get more localized, and the connections that you build with alumni or just professors or the different faculty, I think that's just the biggest advantage that Columbia has to offer. Just before COVID hit, we were ranked number 21 in the country, which is the highest for program history. And this was my sophomore year. And even before that, we had won the ECACs, which is like an Eastern championship that we have every year. And we had won that twice in a row. This is also before COVID. That was the biggest highlight for the program. And then for me individually, I was the first female player from Columbia to have qualified for the main draw of ITA All-Americans. So I think that was really cool. I played too many matches to get into the main draw. I think I had like 2 pre-qualifying, 3 qualifying matches. It was like, and then doubles. It was a lot of matches to play in 5 days. But I think it was worth it. I think that was one of my biggest achievements while I was at Columbia, and obviously leading the team at the #1 position in singles and doubles. I think that's something, it is a lot of pressure, but I think, or I hope that I did prove myself worthy enough for that. Well, first of all, I would like to thank Added Sport because they're the reason I was able to get this opportunity at Columbia. Getting a counselor is very, very helpful for someone who has lived in India or anywhere in Asia outside the United States, because it is really hard for us living halfway across the world to know what's going on over there. But with counselors like at sport. They have actually lived there. They have experience interacting with college coaches or college faculty if they're not athletes. Um, so I think it's very helpful in realizing the perspective. Counselors also have a better sense of what colleges would suit you better, what goals you need to achieve. Say you want to go to an Ivy League, and if if you have the right academics, the right athletic achievements that you need to go to Columbia. And I know there's a lot of negotiation that's also involved, a lot of help that's needed with applications, essays, test scores, preparing for tests. So I think all of this is something that a counselor can help with to a great extent. Is something that's worth your time and your money. I'm actually getting a full scholarship to Ohio State, where I'll be playing tennis for 2 years on their varsity team, and I'll also be doing a master's in applied economics for 1 year and a master's in finance for the second year. So that's the plan for now. But I also plan on playing some professional tennis tournaments.